58% of Google searches now end with 0 clicks. No website visit, no call. The homeowner got their answer from an AI summary and moved on. And that number is climbing every month. If your entire marketing strategy is built around driving traffic to your website, you have a problem. The game changed, and AI is a reason why. Google is summarizing your competitors before homeowners ever click a link. ChatGPT is recommending plumbers by name. And Google has an AI feature that will literally call your office, ask for pricing, and report back to the customer. And if nobody answers or fumbles that call, you lose a job without ever knowing you were in the running. But here's the flip side. Most of your competitors have no idea any of this is happening. They're still running 2022 marketing in a 2026 world. The gap is your opportunity. This video is a complete 2026 plumbing marketing playbook. Every channel, every tactic, the real numbers. Let's get into it. Before we go into this, if you're running a home service company doing a couple of million a year and you feel like you should be further ahead, you're not crazy. There's a reason for it. It's the same thing that we see over and over again. It's not a lead problem. It's what happens after the lead comes in. Missed calls, slow follow-up, no real system behind it. That's where money is being lost. And that's exactly what we're going to be breaking down at a small event we're hosting in Miami, May 22nd. How to scale past 10 million by turning the ads you're already getting into real revenue using better systems than AI. I'll be covering the marketing visibility side. Brittany Fisher is going to be talking about partnerships and growth. And Nihal Kaiser, who built a $100 million company, is going deep on sales teams, leadership, and what it actually takes to scale. We're keeping it small, around 30 people. If that sounds like where you're at, I'll put the details below. The US plumbing market is $191.4 billion market and growing, according to the IBS World. Demand is not your problem. Aging infrastructure alone will require over $1 trillion in work over the next 2 decades. So why are so many plumbing companies still struggling to fill their schedules? Because 98% of homeowners now start their search online, and they're not just clicking and calling. They're evaluating your reviews, your photos, and your response to complaints, all before they ever pick up the phone. And with 58% of searches ending in 0 clicks, even ranking on page 1 doesn't guarantee you're getting seen. Studies show nearly 1 in 4 research-intent searches now involve an AI tool. When someone asks ChatGPT who is the best plumber in Denver, it's synthesizing your reviews, your content, your entire digital footprint, and making a recommendation. Weak footprint, it skips you. And Google's new AI calling feature will literally call your office, ask for pricing, and report back to the homeowner. One study found 26% of those calls went unanswered. And in plumbing, nearly half of that did get answered couldn't provide a basic price range. I've been working with contractors for over 9 years and spoken with thousands of them. The pattern is always the same. They think they have a marketing problem when they actually have is a conversion problem. This video covers both. The full system, step by step. Let's go. Before I get into the system, here's something most plumbing companies miss. You're actually running 2 businesses under one roof. Your emergency business, pure urgency, burst pipe at 11 p.m., sewer backup on Sunday. That homeowner isn't comparing 3 companies or reading your blog. They need someone fast. Your marketing has to answer one question immediately. Can you get here now? Your planned service business is completely different. That's a homeowner whose water heater is 14 years old. The one considering a whole home repipe. They're researching, comparing, and watching videos. They want proof, financing options, and confidence before writing a 5-figure check. Marketing both the same way is like fishing for sharks and goldfish with the same bait. Emergency leads come from Google, LSA, Maps, and paid search. Planned service leads come from content, retargeting, email, and social. Keep that in mind as we go through the full system. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our weekly contractor marketing content. So here's how we break this down. The complete plumbing marketing system for 2026 has 7 main pillars: brand, the big 4 Google strategy, AI search and geo optimization, your website and conversion system, paid social and demand generation, retention, reviews, and your database, offline marketing strategies. Let's go through each one by one. I want to start somewhere most marketing agencies never start, and that's brand. And I know what some of you are thinking. Mauricio, I'm a plumber. I fix pipes. I don't need a brand strategy. Stick with me for 2 minutes because this might be the most important thing I say in this entire video. In the AI era, brand is no longer just about looking professional. It's a ranking signal. Here's what I mean. When Google's AI, ChatGPT, or any other AI tool gets asked who is the best plumber in your city, it's not just looking at your reviews and your website. It's looking at how consistently your business shows up across the entire internet. It's looking at whether people are searching for your company by name. It's looking at whether other websites mention you specifically, not just a plumber in Phoenix, but your actual business name. Companies with strong, recognizable, rememberable brands get recommended by AI more often because AI systems treat branded search volume and consistent third-party name mentions as trust signals. A plumbing company called Mike's Plumbing in a sea of other generic names is invisible to an algorithm. A company with a distinctive name, a clean visual identity, and a brand that shows up consistently everywhere, that's what AI can latch onto and confidently recommend. Think about it from the homeowner's perspective, too. When your truck drives through your neighborhood with a bold, professional wrap, and then 3 days later they see your name in Google and then again in the map pack, that repetition builds trust before they ever call you. That's what brand does. It makes every other marketing dollar you spend work harder. So what does good branding actually look like for a plumbing company in 2026? It starts with your name. Is it memorable? Is it unique enough that it stands out in a search result? If your company is named after your first name and the word plumbing, you've got a commodity name competing in a sea of commodity names. Not impossible to work with, but something worth thinking about it if you're building for scale. Your logo needs to be clean, professional, and legible at every size. On a truck wrap, on a yard sign, on a Google business profile, thumbnail, on a phone screen. If it looks blurry or cluttered at a small size, it's doing you damage everywhere it appears. Your brand voice, the way you communicate, the tone of your website, your ads, your review responses, needs to be consistent enough that a homeowner who sees your yard sign on a Tuesday and a Google ad on Thursday recognizes it's the same company. And here's the biggest brand investment you can make in 2026. One that most plumbing companies are completely sleeping on: video content. We live in a world where AI can generate written content in seconds, blog posts, social captions, email sequences. AI can turn all of them faster than any human, which means written content is becoming a commodity. Everybody has it. Nobody stands out with it. But you know what AI cannot do? It cannot be you. On camera, in your shop, on a job site, talking to a homeowner after a tough repipe, walking through a water heater replacement and explaining what you found. That's irreplaceable human content. In a world flooded with AI-generated everything, it stands out like crazy. I want you to think about your business differently for a second. Stop thinking yourself as a plumbing company that does some marketing. Start thinking of yourself as a media company that also happens to do plumbing. I know that sounds like a stretch, but hear me out. When you invest in video, YouTube videos, short-form clips, job walkthroughs, educational content, behind-the-scenes footage, you're not just making content, you're building an asset that works for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In a video you record once, the top signs your water heater needs to be replaced can generate leads for the next 3 years. It feeds your YouTube channel, your website, your social media, your Google business profile, and your geo footprint all at once. And here's the compounding effect nobody talks about. When your homeowner has watched 3 of your videos before they ever call you, that phone call is completely different. The trust is already there. The sale is easier. The close rate goes up. You're not a stranger anymore. You're the expert they've been learning from. Your competitors are hiding behind logos and ad copy. Get on camera. Show your face. Talk to homeowners like a real person who knows what they're doing. In the AI era, that human authenticity is your single biggest competitive advantage, and it makes every other marketing channel you run more effective. Brand is the foundation that every other pillar rests on. Get this right first, especially the video piece, and everything else compounds faster. If you want to dominate your local market, you need to show up in 4 places on Google, all at the same time. Not just 1, not just 2, all 4. Those 4 are local service ads at the very top, Google Maps and your big business profile in the middle, Google search ads for high intent keywords, and organic SEO for long-term authority. When homeowner types emergency plumber near me, and you see your name in the local service ad, your face in the map pack, and your website in the organic results, that is dominance. That's what builds trust before they even call you. Let's break down each one. Number 1, local service ads. LSAs sit at the absolute top of the search results, before the paid ads, before the maps, right at the top. And unlike other Google ads where you pay per click, LSAs pay per lead. You only get charged when someone actually calls for messages you through listening. And you get the Google verified badge, which is a green check mark that tells homeowners background checked and vetted by Google. In terms of close rate, LSA leads convert at around 55% on average. Compare that to a paid search ad converting at 30 to 40%, and you start to understand why this should be at the top of your budget priority list. Now, here's what most plumbers get wrong with LSA. Set it up, turn it on, and they think they're done. But Google's ranking algorithm for LSA is not just about your bid. It factors your responsiveness, on how often you miss leads. It factors in your review rating and the recency of those reviews. It factors in whether your profile is 100% complete with real job photos, proper service categories, and verified credentials. One thing to know, Google recently simplified their badge system. They've moved towards a single Google verified badge and discontinued the money back guarantee that used to come with the old Google guarantee. Make sure your account reflects the current setup. Here's a practical tip. Treat your LSA rate like a KPI. Every missed call doesn't cost that lead. It lowers your ranking for the next 100 searches. Number 2, Google Business Profile and Map Pack. This is probably the most underrated real estate in all of digital marketing for plumbers. Showing up in the local 3 map pack. Showing up in the 3 pack, those 3 map pack listings appear in the middle of the search results, generates 126% more traffic than ranking in positions 4 through 10 on the organic results. That's not a small gap. That's more than double the visibility. And the way Google decides who shows up there comes down to 3 things: relevance, distance, and prominence. Relevance means your profile matches they're searching for. Distance is proximity. Prominence is your authority, your reviews, your consistency across the web, how active your profile is. Here's what active management of your Google business profile actually looks like in practice. You need 20 to 25 reviews coming in every month to maintain what's called review velocity. Not 20 total, 20 per month, because 24% of consumers not only care about reviews written in the last 90 days. Reviews from 2 years ago basically are invisible to your customer. You need to get real job photos, not stock images, posted 2 to 3 times a week. Listings with authentic, high quality photos. You need real job photos, not stock images. Listings with authentic, high quality photos see 42% more direction requests than those with generic images. You need to respond to every single review, the good ones and especially the bad ones, because 80% of consumers say they're more likely to use a business that responds to reviews, and generic copy-paste responses actually create negative signals. Make them real. One more thing on GBP that trips people up. If you operate as a service area business and you're running out of residential addresses, Google's own guidelines say to hide the address. If you have an office that isn't actually staffed, don't list it as your location. These things create compliance issues that can get your profile suspended. And a suspended profile is a faster way to lose 6 months of SEO work overnight. Google search ads. Search ads are your demand capture machine. When someone types water heater replacement near me or emergency drain cleaning tonight, that's pure buying intent. They're not browsing, they're ready to hire someone. The only question is whether you or your competitor. The average cost per click for your home service keywords on Google in 2025 is about $7.85. And the average cost per lead in the home improvement category comes in around $80. In competitive metro markets, that number climbs significantly. I've seen emergency plumber keywords hit over $10 per click in major cities during peak demand. So how do you run this efficiently? First, structure your campaigns by job type and intent. Emergency repair and drain and sewer, water heater installation and replacement, repiping. These are different keyword customers for different urgency levels, and they need different messaging, different landing pages. Second, build a negative keyword list like your life depends on it. You do not want to be paying for clicks from people searching plumbing tools, hiring, or how to fix a toilet DIY. A well-managed plumbing PPC account has a negative keyword list with thousands of terms. If your agency isn't maintaining that list, you're wasting money every single day. Third, if you're not tracking conversions all the way to book job, you're optimizing to get the wrong metric. Calls are great, book jobs are what pay the bills. Get CRM and your ad platform talking to each other so you know which campaigns are producing revenue, not just leads. SEO is your long game, and 2026 is not about just keywords anymore. Organic search still drives over 53% of all website traffic, and the close rate from organic traffic, 14.6%, blows outbound marketing out of the water. But here's what's changed. Google's no longer just ranking pages, it's ranking entities. It wants to know that your business is a legitimate, trusted authority in your service area. That means consistent business information across every platform, content that actually helps people, and technical performance that makes your site fast and easy to use. For plumbers, the highest leverage SEO investments are not endless blog posts. They're service pages built around how people actually search, including emergency and intent specific variations, location pages that are generally useful and locally specific, not copy pasted templates with the city name sorted out, proof assets that establish credibility, licensing information, technician bios, warranties, real before after galleries, FAQ content answers the real questions homeowners ask before they hire. How much does it cost to replace a sewer line in city X? Or why is my water heater making a popping noise? The last core category, FAQ-driven content, is especially important now because of AI search, which brings me to the next pillar, AI search and geo. This is the newest piece of the puzzle, and I'd be doing you a disservice if I glossed over it. There's a concept called geo, Generative Engine Optimization. It's a process of making sure that when someone asks an AI tool like ChatGPT, Google's AI Overview, or Gemini for a plumber recommendation, your business is the one that it mentions. And before you think it's years away, I'll worry about it later, studies are already showing that nearly 1 in 4 research intent searchers now involve an AI tool, and the number is climbing every month. Here's how AI search decides who to recommend. It looks at consistency. Is your business name, address, and phone number the same across Google, Apple Maps, Bing, Yelp, Angie, and every other directory? Any inconsistency signals low confidence to the AI and it moves on. Looks at earning credibility. Are real websites, local news outlets, competing pages, and reputable directories linking to your mentioning your business, not just your own website, saying you're great? Third-party validation. It looks at structured information. Is your website clear about exactly what services you offer, what areas you serve, what your pricing ranges look like, and what your process is? Vague generic service pages don't get cited. And it looks at review sentiment. AI tools now process the actual language of your reviews to gauge whether customers generally trust you. Research on geo optimization found that structured optimization strategies can increase visibility in AI answers by up to 40%. That's not a small number. The practical action items here are: first, audit your business information across every major platform and make everything match exactly. Earn mentions. Get listed on local chamber directories. Sponsor community events. Get your business featured in local press. Any legitimate third-party mention is a credibility signal. Third, build content that answers specific questions in natural language. Not our plumbing services are great. What's typical cost to replace a sewer line in your city? And what factors affect the pricing? And fourth, be AI call ready. Train every person who answers your phone to handle pricing questions with something useful, a range, a starting point, a clear next step. Because if an AI calls your office and your CSR answers would have to come out to give you a price with no other information, the interaction ends there, and the AI moves to the next plumber on the list. I want to talk about something that most marketing conversations skip over. Your website is not a brochure. It's not a business card. It's a lead capture machine. And if it's not converting every dollar you spend, sending people there is being flushed. High-performing plumbing websites in 2026 are converting at 15 to 21% on landing pages. If yours is below 5%, that's not a traffic problem. That's a conversion problem. And the more ad spend will not fix it. Here's a framework for a website that actually converts. The very first thing someone sees need to do 3 things immediately. State a clear claim, back it with proof, and tell them what benefit they get. Something like expert plumbers in your doorstep in 60 minutes. 4.9 stars from 1,200 local customers. We stopped the leak and save your floors. 24/7 response. That's a claim, that's a proof, and that's a benefit. In 3 sentences, speed is non-negotiable. 76% of mobile near me searches for plumbing and lead to same-day visit. If your site takes longer than 3 seconds to load on a phone, you're losing those jobs before the page even renders. Google also uses core web vitals as a ranking factor, so a slow website hurts you twice. For conversion elements, make calling dead simple. Big click-to-call buttons, visible on every page, after-hours leads, have a web-to-text widget, or online booking option. Adding that alone typically increases mobile conversion by 15%. And if you're doing any high-ticket work, repipes, tankless water heater installs, whole home filtration, add financing information prominently on those service pages. Plumbing contractors who offer and promote financing options see close rates go up 25 to 30% and on big-ticket jobs. That's not a rounding error, that's a real revenue lever. Now, let's talk about something most plumbing websites completely ignore, and it's costing them leads every single day. You need 4 ways for a homeowner to contact you. Not 1, but 4. Here's the reality. Different customers are at different stages of their buying decision, and they each want to communicate differently. The homeowner with a burst pipe right now, they're calling. That's why a big visible click-to-call button needs to be on every single page of your website. The homeowner who got home from work at 7 p.m. and wants to request a quote, they're filling out a form. Make it short, name, phone, what they need, 3 fields maximum. Every extra field you add drops your conversion rate. The homeowner who already knows they need a water heater replacement and wants to get in your calendar, they want to book online right now without talking to anyone. Online scheduling is no longer a nice to have. It's a baseline expectation. Contractors who add online booking typically see appointment volume increase by 30% or more. And then there's the homeowner who doing research at 10 p.m. who has a quick question but isn't ready to call. That's where AI chat and text can come in. An AI chat widget on your site can answer basic questions, collect contact information, and route urgent requests that's capturing your leads. Your competitors are losing to voicemail every night. 4 contact options, all visible, all working. Because if a homeowner lands on your website and you can't find an easy way to reach you in the format they prefer, they leave, and they call the next guy. Here's another conversion lever that most plumbing companies aren't using, and it works almost immediately when you put it in your place: your 10x offer. The idea is simple. Create an offer on your website that it feels so valuable to the homeowner that saying no to it almost feels irrational. Not a discount, not 10% off your next service. Something that stacks real perceived value. Think a free water quality inspection bundled with a diagnostic, a free pressure test including with any service call, or a free annual maintenance check for new customers. The goal isn't to give away margin. The goal is to give the homeowner a reason to choose you over 3 other plumbers they're looking at. When your offer is dramatically better than what's on the next site, the decision becomes easy. A strong 10x offer can be the difference between a visitor who bounces and a booked job. Use it on your homepage, your landing pages, and your ads. And the last piece of conversion I want to cover, and this one is becoming urgent right now, is pricing transparency. Google's actively starting to favor websites that have a pricing information available, and more importantly, homeowners are demanding it. Think about it from the customer's perspective. They're on your site at 8 p.m. trying to decide if they should call you tomorrow. If they can't find any pricing context whatsoever, they move on to the next competitor whose site is at least tells them water heater replacement started at X or service calls start at $89. Now, I'm not saying you need to post a full price booking online. Plumbing pricing is complex and job specific, and homeowners understand that, but a starting point, a typical range, a clear explanation of how your pricing works that builds trust instead of creating anxiety. The AI calling feature Google rolled out, and AI calls your office to ask about pricing on the customer's behalf, is a direct response to the fact that most plumbing websites give homeowners zero pricing information. Give them something useful on the site, and you reduce friction before anyone ever picks up the phone. Let me be straight with you about Facebook and Instagram's ads for plumbing. Meta is not where you capture emergency demand. Nobody's scrolling Instagram at 2 a.m. when their basement is flooding for emergencies. They're going to Google, period. But Meta is extremely effective for something else: demand shaping, creating awareness and urgency around jobs the homeowner isn't exactly searching for yet, but needs. Think seasonal water heater replacement campaigns, drain cleaning preventative specials, maintenance plan offers, before-after videos of repiping projects that make a homeowner think, wait, my house was built in 1987. Maybe I should get mine checked. The benchmark for Meta lead campaigns in the home and improvement space, average cost per lead is about $41. Average conversion rate maybe is 5 to 10%. That's lower intent than Google traffic, which is exactly why your follow-up speed matters even more than here. The best Meta creative for plumbing is a video. Short, authentic, 15 to 30 seconds. Meet the owner, walk through a job, show a 3-year water heater that had slow leak destroying the subflooring. These build trust before anyone calls you, and they make the eventual call shorter and easier to close. And Meta is retargeting where your ad dollars go further. Show a testimonial video to someone who's visited your water heater page but didn't call. Remind them to exist. Keep your top of mind during the 3 days it takes them to make the decision. That's cheap brand insurance, and it works. This is a part of marketing that most plumbing companies completely ignore, and it might be the highest ROI investment you can make. Your existing customer database is a goldmine. Every homeowner you've ever done a job for knows who you are, trusts you, and is far more likely to call you again than a cold lead from Google. The cost to reactivate them is almost nothing compared to acquiring a brand new customer. Automated reactivation campaigns, winter pipe prep, annual water heater flush reminder, seasonal drain maintenance can produce a cost per sale as low as $8 or $9 sent to past customers. Compare that to $90 per lead on Google Ads. There's no competition. Let's talk about reviews, because this is tied in directly to retention, and it feeds every other pillar we talked about. 97% of consumers read online reviews before hiring a local service company. 74% only care about the reviews from the last 3 months, and 31% now read a minimum of 4.5 stars before they'll even consider calling you. That means your review system can't be hope customers leave reviews. It has to be a process built into right now how you close every single job. Here's a simple version of that process. 30 to 60 seconds after your tech wraps a job and the customer is still in front of that happy, satisfied moment, send them a direct text with 1 click to leave a Google review, not an email, text, because texts have a 98% open rate. If they don't respond in 3 days, 1 follow-up reminder, keep it friendly, keep it short. Review generation, part of a technician's KPIs. Create a leaderboard. Recognize people publicly when they hit milestones. When technicians know their bonus is tied to their personal review count, behavioral changes fast. And respond to every review publicly within 24 hours for negative ones, because responding to a bad review professionally is actually a sales tool. It shows the next prospective customer how you handle problems. This whole video has been heavy on digital, and it should be, because that's where most of the game is played in 2026. But I'd be leaving something important on the table if I don't talk about offline marketing. because for plumbing companies specifically, some of the highest ROI investments you can make aren't on the internet at all. Let's start with vehicle wraps. A professionally wrapped service truck generates between 30,000 and 70,000 impressions per day just by existing. Driving to jobs, parked in driveways, sitting at a red light, that's not an exaggeration. It's a moving billboard that builds brand recognition in the exact neighborhood where you work. And here's the thing, in the AI era, brand recognition feeds directly into everything we talked about in Pillar 1. When a homeowner sees your truck in their neighborhood 3 times a month and sees your name in a Google search, that recognition accelerates the trust building process. Offline and online are working together. A quality wrap is not cheap, but it pays itself many times over the life of the vehicle. If your trucks are plain white right now, that's money you're leaving in the parking lot. Next, yard signs. Simple, old school, so incredibly effective. Every time you complete a job, installation, repipe, water heater replacement, anything significant, ask a homeowner if you can leave a yard sign for a few days. Most people say yes. The sign is sitting in front of a house on a street where 20 to 30 other homeowners drive by every single day. Neighbors who drive similar age homes, neighbors who might need that same service eventually. And when they eventually search for a plumber, your name is already familiar. Neighborhood density is one of the most underrated growth strategies in the trades. The more jobs you do in a concentrated area, the shorter your drive times, the lower your fuel costs, and the faster your local reputation compounds. Yard signs help you build that density one job at a time. And finally, targeted direct mail, not generic every door direct mail blasted to a zip code with no strategy. I'm talking about targeted, data-driven campaigns aimed at the right homeowner at the right time. The most effective targeting for plumbing direct mail is homes built 8 to 12 years ago, which is the prime window when original water heaters are failing, pipes are showing wear, and homeowners start thinking about whole home upgrades. You can pull mailing list filters specifically for a home age, and you're dropping offers right in front of the people most likely to need your service in the next 6 to 12 months. The key with direct mail is multiple touches. One postcard rarely converts. A sequence of 3 to 5 pieces over 30 to 45 days, starting with education, moving to specific offer, and ending with urgency is actually what drives response. And always use a trackable phone number or a QR code to show exactly which campaign generated which call. Here's how I think about offline in the bigger picture. Every offline impression is preloading the homeowner for the moment they go online to search. Your truck wrap makes your Google listing feel familiar. Your yard sign makes your LSA ad more recognizable. Your direct mail makes your website feel like the confirmation of something they already knew. Offline doesn't replace digital, it amplifies it. Alright, let's talk about numbers, because you cannot run a plumbing business at scale on gut feel. There are 4 marketing numbers you need to know cold. Number 1, cost per lead. Total marketing spend divided by total leads. The 2026 benchmark for plumbing across all digital channels is roughly $90 to $150. If you're above that, you need to look at where the waste is. If you're below, make sure the lead quality is actually there. Number 2, cost per book job. Total spend divided by scheduled appointment. Benchmark between $100 and $250. This is where most plumbers discover they have a phone answering problem, not a marketing problem. High CPO to book job ratio usually means leads are leaking somewhere between the inquiry and the dispatch. Number 3, cost per acquired customer. Total spend divided by closed paid jobs. Benchmark between $300 and $500. This is the one number that really tells you if your marketing is working. Number 4, marketing efficiency ratio. Total revenue divided by total ad spend. Target 6 to 10x. For every marketing dollar you put into marketing, you want to $6 to $10 back. If you're not measuring this, you're flying blind. Let me make this real with a quick scenario. Say you're running a $5 million plumbing company and you want to add $1 million in revenue this year. Here's the math. You need 400 new jobs and an average ticket of $2,500 at a 50% close rate. That means 800 leads at a target CPO of 125. That's a $100,000 marketing investment just for growth, plus your maintenance budget for existing channels. $100,000 sounds like a lot, but if 1 million revenue is on the other side of it, the math works. Question is whether your conversion system can actually turn 800 leads into 400 booked jobs. If your close rate is 30% instead of 50%, the math breaks, which is why the sales system is just as important as the marketing system. One more thing on marketing math. This is something I keep coming back to with plumbing companies specifically. You can improve your effective CPL without spending another dollar on ads just by improving what happens after the lead arrives. Respond faster. Train your CSRs better. Fix the booking rate on inbound calls. Respond within 5 minutes and you're 21 times more likely to convert that lead than if you wait 30 minutes. That math is from research that's been replicated across industries and it holds in home services every time. Alright, let's talk about what you actually do with all this, because information without action is just noise. I'm going to give you 3 implementation phases. Phase 1, the 14-day fix. These are the things you can do right now that will start moving your numbers within 2 weeks. Day 1 through 3. Audit your Google Business Profile. Is every field complete? Are your service areas settings correct? Is your phone number and website current? Are your hours accurate? If you're a service area business running out of a home address, hide that address per Google's guidelines. Incomplete or inaccurate profiles get deprioritized. Day 3 through 7. Launch a review sprint. Go back through your last 90 days of completed jobs. Every customer you finished work for and didn't follow up on reviews. Send them a text today. Keep it short and direct. Hey, name, we really appreciate your business. If you have 60 seconds, it would mean a lot if you leave us a Google review. And here's a direct link. That's it. Day 7 through 10. Fix your LSA account. Check your answer rate. Check for missed calls. Make sure your photos are real job photos, not stock images. Make sure you enabled messaging so you can capture leads outside business hours. If you have service categories that are pulling irrelevant leads, citing them. Day 10 through 14. Speed to lead enforcement. Define where your maximum response time is for every lead type, and then an instrument. Missed call, auto text back within 60 seconds. Form submission, call within 5 minutes. Set this up in your CRM or dispatch system and hold your team accountable to it. The leads are coming in. Your question is how fast you're catching them. Phase 2, the 90-day growth plan. This is where you move from plugging holes to building a real acquisition machine. Month 1, restructure your page search. Build campaigns around revenue producing job clusters, emergency repair, drain and sewer, water heater repiping, new installs. Set up tracking tied to actual book jobs, not just calls. Get Google Ads talking to your CRM. If you can't tell which campaign is producing revenue, not just calls, but actual revenue, your setup needs work. Month 2, rebuild your high intent landing pages. Emergency, drain, and sewer. Water heater. These pages need to convert. Claim proof benefit structure in the header. Mobile speed under 3 seconds. Click the call above the fold. Financing options on high ticket service pages. Real photos of your team and work. Trust badges. Month 3. Build your content proof asset machine. Create a repeatable system for capturing job photos, before and after documentation, short testimonial videos, and technician profiles. This feeds your Google Business Profile, your website, your meta ads, and your geo footprint simultaneously. One job, multiple content assets. Build that habit into your operations and plug every completed job into a review and referral sequence. Every single job, no exceptions. Phase 3. This is where you stop competing and start owning. Quarter 1 and 2. Multi-service dominance. Track your share of impressions and calls across all 4 Google services: LSA, Maps, Page Search, and Organic, and every zip code you want to own. The goal isn't to show up somewhere. The goal is to be unavoidable. When a homeowner in your target zip code searches anything plumbing related, they should see your name minimum 3 times on that page. Quarter 2 and 3. Earned media and geo investment. Get mentioned on local news sites. Get listed on local chamber directories. Sponsor community events and make sure those sponsorships include web mentions. Contribute quotes to local home improvement publications. These third-party mentions are what AI systems use to validate your authority and what their competitors are almost certainly doing. Quarter 3 and 4. Full database automation. Build life of the home nurture sequences in your CRM. Automated reminders for water heater, age, maintenance intervals, seasonal system prep, time to each customer's actual service history. When those messages go out, they don't feel like the marketing. They feel like a trusted advisor checking in, and your cost per sale on reactivation is a fraction of a new acquisition. And by month 12, you're not just marketing, you're compounding. Every review collected is still working. Every piece of content you publish is still ranking. Every customer in your nurture sequence is a potential 5 more customers through referrals. Every AI search that mentions your name is free visibility you didn't pay for. That's what a real marketing system looks like. Alright, let's bring this home. If you're running a plumbing company and you feel like you've been leaving money on the table, there's a reason. It's not your skills, it's not your team. It's the game has changed and nobody gave you the updated playbook. Until now, here's what I want you to do starting today. Pull up your Google Business Profile and spend 15 minutes auditing against everything we covered. Then text 5 customers from your last 30 days and ask for a review. Those 2 things alone done right can move your business within 30 days. No ad spend required. If you want to go deeper, if you want someone to look at your full marketing setup, your CPL, your conversion rate, your LSA account, your website performance, and tell you exactly where your biggest opportunities are, that's what we do at Contractor Marketing Pros. We work exclusively with contractors, plumbers, roofers, HVAC companies, and remodelers. We generate over 250,000 inbound leads for contractors across North America and help companies scale from low 7 figures all the way past 10 million mark and more. And we offer a free strategy call, no pitch, no pressure, where we'll analyze your current marketing and give you a real honest assessment of where you stand and what's worth prioritizing. Go to contractormarketingpros.net and click the button to book your call. There's no cost and no obligation, just a real conversation about about what it should take to get your phones ringing consistently and keep your technicians busy year-round. If you get value out of this video, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling me the #1 marketing challenge in your plumbing business right now. I read every single one of them and I'll reply personally. I'll see you in the next video.